Usually when Asmongold titles a video, no one could have seen this coming. Usually, you know, we saw it coming. From 10 miles away, probably 100 miles away. And I can vaguely see on this paused thumbnail over here in the window box a blue butterfly. So I'm guessing it's something to do with Bluesky. Are they failing? Are they falling apart? That's all I've been hearing about when it comes to Bluesky. Every so often I hear about Bluesky and it's always about how garbage a platform it is. So let's get into it.
I didn't know this, but Bluesky is apparently dying.
Oh shit! What? No way!
I'm so happy to see this. Now, it was dying a lot, but now it's really gonna be fucking dead. No way? Yeah, and that's what's happening, right? And you can, the reason why it's happening, by the way, is
it's full of creeps and weirdos and leftist freaks.
it's really simple. It's because the only people that give a fuck about it are people that just don't like Twitter.
Yep, they miss old Twitter when they were canceling people for wrongthink.
And also, social media is for basically a bunch of losers that are addicted to attention.
True. When I post on social media, I'm just throwing shit at the wall. I don't even care. I don't care if it gets liked. I don't care if it gets disliked. I don't care if it gets ratioed. I just post it and leave it.
And so whenever you have a bunch of attention-starved, dopamine-starved losers that need constant validation, well, if they go on a social media platform and it's not giving them a bunch of likes...
Yeah, they freak the fuck out. They lose their shit. They can't handle it. They think everybody's hating them. And they're oppressed.
They're gonna hate themselves and they're gonna go back to Twitter. And you already saw people like Mark Hamill, Stephen King, who went over to Bluesky, and they didn't get the attention they wanted over there, so then they came right back to Twitter. It's because they're roaches, man. They're gonna go out, and at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about...
Yeah, and they're not exactly in lockstep with the sexual deviant freaks that are over there on Bluesky. So they weren't even wanted over there. Because these celebrities, they're just pretending. They're not actually part of this weird culture. Some of them are. But they actually, most of them don't know anything about it, and they're just pandering because they see stuff trending online. And they're virtue signaling. Virtual virtue signaling.
About anything except for getting attention. That's it. It's also riddled with CP? Well, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of cases of that. I'm not on Bluesky, so I have no idea if they're true.
But like, I'm just saying, like, in general, it's a stupid platform.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you've had a great weekend so far.
It's
Today we're talking about Bluesky, but not in the usual context of the voice actor click over on Bluesky. Today we're taking a look at Bluesky itself. As things are getting pretty bad over on Bluesky.
Yeah, I noticed it. I noticed they used the wrong there.
Man. Yeah.
Causing people on the Bluesky subreddit to make posts like this, saying not enough people are doing their part. So largely speaking, ever since I made the jump from Twitter to Bluesky, I've been trying to rally as many artists as I can to make...
Yeah, this is how it goes with communists. Why aren't you doing your part? Nobody's doing their part. We were supposed to make this work. We were supposed to all work together so we can have all these things together. Everybody's just trying to get ahead. Yeah, every time. That's what people do. You need to get off your own fumes, man. You're sniffing your own farts. And it's suffocating you. You're oxygen deprived.
A Bluesky account. I've even made a thread that can help those artists get their footing a bit better. I, however, am getting worried as I'm noticing a decline in Bluesky growth.
This is, by the way, quantifiable.
Yeah, Bluesky was probably being funded by Democrats. And then, you know, Trump is getting popular. The more popular Trump gets, the less popular these crazy fringe leftist social media platforms, they're gonna fail.
Anybody who doesn't believe this, search up Bluesky yourself right now on Google Trends. Look at the graph and see the graph. The line is going like this.
I bet it's been going down since November.
Actually, it's not true because there's not enough people for it to go like this anymore. It's just going like this. It's like a slow, sad death.
Now, I'll never claim to know if that's normal or not, as I'm not a tech guy, and never have been. But it does concern me that we finally get a place that cares about us, only for a lot of people to just be silent about it. not helping enough.
The reason why they're silent about it is because they don't exist. You lived in an artificial majority that was created and enforced by Twitter. But average normal people don't want to go to a cringe, weird hug box full of a bunch of stupid rules and freaky weirdo furries.
True. Damn, I couldn't have said it better myself.
And have them be tone policed by some fucking Karen that's trying to base all of her fucking worldview off of, you know, living in a gated community.
Need to have more people direct these artists to the site. Genuinely.
Yep.
Even if it means copy.
I don't even really think it's Karens that live in gated communities. I think it's Karens that live by themselves in some apartment complex with a bunch of other weirdos that actually don't talk to each other and hate each other, but they're all part of the same, like, leftist cult. But they all hate each other in that, too. They all pretend to love each other, but in real life, if they were around each other, they'd fucking fight like cats.
Pasting the same message. More people need to hear about this.
Sure, thanks.
Oh yeah, let's just spam a bunch of the same stuff. That'll definitely help.
Yeah.
I've been doing it all from artists on Twitter, Pixiv, DA, Newgrounds, heck, even Ink Bunny 2 different times.
Why would anybody want to go on Bluesky so they could handicap their growth? Why would anybody want to make Why would anybody want to make an account on a dead platform?
True. Such a waste of time for no traction at all. And it's not gonna, like, convert to your other social media platforms. Like, people aren't gonna check out your YouTube from Bluesky. Even if they, like, go subscribe, they're not gonna watch your content.
Need more people to know, or the site's just going to be swept under the rug.
It's not going to be swept under the rug. It's going to be taken out to the back of the barn.
Or it's gonna be bought by some other multi-billion-dollar corporation, and they're gonna turn it into something else. Like what happened to MySpace.
Now look, don't get the wrong
Like what happened to TikTok, but it worked in TikTok's favor.
idea. I'm not here to shill for Twitter. I don't care if you use it or don't use it. You can take a look at my Twitter account.
I do. I think Twitter's great. Twitter's run by Elon Musk, who...
I think Twitter is garbage, but it's not rotting garbage that's on fire like the rest of them. It's like the dumpster's on fire and Twitter is the piece of garbage that fell out of the dumpster. So it's good. It's not gonna burn, but it's still garbage.
at least to a certain degree, respects the First Amendment. And I completely appreciate that. That PoE cheating shit, I don't care about that. You bought Twitter, you can cheat, you can account share forever. I don't care. This means so much more. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big advocate of Twitter. Very big advocate.
Yeah, I don't think I could be friends with Elon Musk, and I do think he is kind of a bad guy, but I kind of don't give a shit. I don't really care about the dude. I don't really care to listen to him. I don't care what happens to his companies. I hope he's successful. I wish him well. I wish him well.
Example and see that my own activity on Twitter is
gets the
extremely
pass,
minimal, especially last year. I basically didn't post at all last year. Like
Elon's map.
a handful of posts, if that. It's only like the last month that I've started becoming somewhat active again, and half that activity is basically on my VTuber Twitter account, where I've been interacting with people who are sending me art, and especially like art of a certain type, a certain niche. Is that the way of putting it? The point I'm getting at is that it sucks for artists who went to Bluesky hoping it would be like a better place.
He's probably a fan of Vincent van Gogh and Impressionism. There's nothing weird about that at all.
Yep, that's probably what he's into. 100%. No, he's not into furry porn. Not at all.
Lots of people are fans. I think it's nice.
He met with disappointment, as by far most of the activity on Bluesky seems to be like non-stop political brain rot slot posting. On that note, that takes us to the next post that reads, "The best way to help Bluesky succeed is to share funny, interesting, and creative posts." I know this sounds like a no-brainer.
Here's why you know they're cooked. 23 days ago. It's over, guys. It's over. The hug box is over. It's time to come back to reality.
Yep, the more of these leftist freaks, these like sexual degenerate freaks, the more they just persist in being weird, the more we're just gonna laugh at them. And the laughter is just gonna get louder. And more people are gonna join in. Because that's how it works. If you do weird, ridiculous shit, you're gonna get made fun of. And when people walk by and they're like, oh yeah, what's everybody laughing at? And they look over, they're gonna point and laugh too.
Snap back to reality. Come on.
But I feel a lot of us need a reality check. Guilt tripping people, making it some activist cause or a crusade against Twitter definitely does have some use. But it doesn't have broad appeal.
No, it doesn't.
The general internet goer has a strong...
This is completely true. Is that every website and every platform that's made as a response or just because people hate another platform is generally a failure. I would say Reddit would be the exception from Dig, but other than that, all of them are going to be failures.
Reaction to a post or website being cringe than they do it being a race.
Apparently, Compton, Chicago's street gang leaders put out a clip on social saying any rioting in their hood and you'll be executed on the spot.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to where he was talking about a social media platform that's created because people hate another platform. The only time it really works is when a platform is becoming more and more retarded, making stupid decisions, banning people for terrible reasons or no reason, like Twitch. So Kick is becoming popular. And with YouTube, Rumble started becoming popular back when the adpocalypse stuff was going on. And they were banning people during COVID for misinformation, even though we were all right and the government was the one putting out misinformation.
No comment.
True.
This Nazi platform, as sad as it is, that's just the reality of things.
Yeah, they're being cringe than they do it being a racist or Nazi platform. Nobody cares about it being a Nazi platform. Why would anybody give a shit about that? You just don't look at the Nazi stuff. If I go on Google and I search Nazi, I'm going to come up with a swastika. Is Google Nazi? No, it's such a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, and like, Nazis exist. Do you want them to just, hide out in their secret groups, not being able to chat with each other online, where you can see them? You want them to just talk in private where they can plan? We know where they are if they're talking in public. We know what they're doing. Stop it.
Cross-post as much as you can. Whenever you see a funny, interesting, or creative post, share it with your group chat. Make it a screenshot and post it cross-platform. This is how social media actually spreads and grows. What I find especially funny about this post is the beginning says that we need to get a reality check.
Yeah.
That person goes on to refer to Twitter as a racist Nazi platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about reality check. Every time it's projection. Every single time.
Yeah, you need
That's
a
the
reality
exact sort of rhetoric that this person's talking about initially, as being like not actually good. Like it's actually hurting like them on Bluesky more than helping them by constantly referring to Twitter and Twitter users as like Nazis and a Nazi platform.
Yeah,
but then
insane.
dude literally does the same thing again later in the post. Like who's gonna want to be stuck on a platform where everyone there is saying a bunch of extremist rhetoric like that? Lying about people and falsely accusing people.
Yep.
Like, hey, come to Bluesky and be stuck in this hive mind of weirdos. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Fuck. It actually is. And X is not a hive mind. Like, there's all kinds of crazy weird shit on X, but like, there's normal shit on X. There's like groups of all kinds on X. It's like the internet condensed.
That's a great selling point. Oh, hold on. Oh no. What's this? These usage statistics are rather worrying going on.
Oh man, it's just getting worse, isn't it?
To link some analytics about Bluesky stats that are not looking good. Spoiler alert too, we'll take a look at a much more recent post just from yesterday where things continue to get even worse. We can see according to these analytics, daily likers are trending down, daily posters are
Look at the numbers, this is what I said. Remember, if you can draw the line and the line is going down, then things aren't good. That's real bad.
trending down, daily followers are trending down. Daily records are also trending down.
Yep, they're going the way of MySpace, my yearbook, and the like. Nobody's using them.
Back to that post, there is immense cope.
Also, whenever a social media platform begins to die, it accelerates the death process because now it begins circling the drain.
Yep, everybody starts talking about it, and they're just like, hey, everybody's talking about Bluesky's dying, so I'm gonna hop off to another platform before I go down the drain with it. And then more and more people do that, and they're like, shit, Bluesky's just dead. I'm out of here.
Now there's people talking, why aren't there any more people on the platform? Nobody wants to be left in the last one in the room to turn the lights out.
Yep. Unless it's something like Halo 3 whenever they shut down the servers for that. Sad. Real sad. This is sadder. In a weird way. In a funny way. This is more hilarious.
The death spiral. Dude, I cannot wait to watch this death spiral and just watch this. It is,
Yeah, I'm gonna have more videos of people talking about the death of Bluesky popping up into my timeline very soon.
This is amazing.
In the comments, in the replies here, and it's actually hilarious.
Man, I'm eating this shit up. This is great.
Sorting by best on Reddit.
It's like, we're right every fucking time. They're always wrong, and we're always right. Every fucking time. How is that? And you can always tell. You can always tell who it is. It's these weirdo leftist freaks. There's definitely weirdos on the right. But they're not doing this kind of weird, crazy shit. And they're not putting furries in their profile pictures.
The first top comment here basically has this person trying to suggest that, well, the analytics are only down because a bunch of bots are getting banned. That's got to be it, guys.
Bro, this is the same thing. Everybody that has, like, on Twitch, people that have a lot of viewers are view botting. Yeah, for sure. Everybody who has a better KD ratio is aim botting. Yeah, for sure.
Hacks! They're hacking! Fucking modders. Probably using a lag switch.
Explains it all. But the next top comment has a different theory. Well, the analytics are down because clearly the weather's getting nicer in the northern hemisphere.
Jesus.
People are using social media less, guys. That's what's going on here. It's the weather.
Oh,
Blue Sky is failing because of the weather, guys. Don't you know? Come on.
It's finished.
And then this one going on to say that Blue Sky is just less addictive than most, but it's a good thing. Now, look, some studies do claim that social media use does increase when the weather's bad. But
yeah, of course.
Regarding an entire platform tanking because of that, it seems like a dubious claim. In particular,
well,
because
no, it's just stupid because you can compare it to other platforms.
Yeah, it's just cope. They're talking about, well, it's less addicting than the other platforms. That's a good thing. It's there for when people want to use it. That's not how social media works. That's not how it stays alive. You have to have people using it.
Are other platforms tanking at the exact same ratio? They're not? Okay, then you've just removed that variable. Welcome to literally fucking day one of learning the scientific method. It's so fucking obvious. It's insane.
Well, they didn't pay attention in school. They didn't learn shit in school. They were always just talking about gender ideology. That's all they were worried about.
First of all, the studies have extremely small sample sizes. And second,
they were worried about math being racist.
Second of all, perhaps even more importantly, though, is that, well, worldwide, the weather's going to be different in different places. So it's really hard to actually come to a valuable assessment based off such metrics.
They both Iron Man.
And when it comes to Blue Sky's plummeting engagement rates, plummeting analytics overall, well, there's certainly more important factors to analyze than just trying to say it's because of the weather. That really comes off like a bunch of cope. Oh my gosh. What the frick? Someone else said.
It's probably the weather. Must have been the wind.
What? Did you hear that? Sounded like a butterfly just flew past me and just fluttered away and disappeared. It was Blue Sky.
Actually sad.
It's the weather too.
Wow.
No way, bro. It's probably the weather, honestly. When you get a new job, my dad said, make yourself noticed. Let them forget about you, then make them realize they can't live without you.
Well, it says you can't live without you. Which is true. If you're dead, then you can't live.
It's probably good for Blue Sky to fix problems for a few months. That way, when we need it, when Twitter implodes, it will be robust and take over.
My God. Actual fucking cope when Twitter implodes. Yeah, good luck with that. Actually embarrassing.
Yeah, we'll see about that, won't we?
That's sad, isn't it?
And yet
I bet there was a whole bunch of chronic agreeers too.
things continue to get even
It's really
worse.
sad.
We got this post that reads, interactions, responses, and likes way down last month. Anyone else have their post interactions?
Guys, by the way, it's dead. This is it.
Yeah, like, it's already done for. It's on the deathbed. and they've got a machine plugged in. They're just waiting to unplug it.
Like, as soon as people start asking these questions, it's like, it's some fucking Fist of the North Star, you are already dead. Like, yeah, you're dead. Like, you don't even know it yet, but you're dead.
Responses and likes declined drastically in the last month since Muskite left the WH.
They are.
Has a lot of people returned to X, formerly known as Twitter. Just curious if others have experienced this too.
I've been seeing a lot of people hopping off of Bluesky and going to Threads. Threads ain't as bad as Bluesky. Threads kind of bad, but at least they allow some like right-wing stuff on there. Which I don't like the right-wing stuff. I don't like the left-wing stuff. I don't like the political stuff. I just like video games and anime and entertainment and watching people get made fun of who are being stupid.
No, I'm not here to bash Bluesky. I left X. We can see a top post here reading, I feel like Bluesky is generally down in excitement now. Less and less people I'm following post.
I wouldn't call it excitement.
People hopped onto Bluesky because they hated Trump. Not even because they hated Elon. It's because they hated Trump, and Elon just happened to be liking Trump at the time, so they were like, well, we hate Elon too.
I'd call it derangement, but yes.
True.
Unless people sign up to Bluesky, it's not a good sign.
They're all just, we don't even have to call it like Trump derangement syndrome. We can just call it derangement, because they're just deranged.
To be a strong platform needs fresh blood constantly. Right. Response reading. The rollout of features has been too slow for most people. I get Bluesky as a small team, but that's not going to stop people from leaving once they get tired of waiting for features other sites already have.
That has nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, it doesn't, and you...
Yeah, it's all about the vibes. And the vibes are weird, like, leftist freak vibes, you know? It feels like the hentai art forum on 4chan. But that's just the entirety of Bluesky.
You know it. You know it has nothing to do with it.
Conversely, however, this response saying, nope, still totally normal for me, and this one saying,
they should.
My interaction levels feel normal personally. But then we've got this one. It says, yup, I gave up and deactivated last week. My first couple months on the platform, starting December last year, I got 1,400 followers, including many of the heavy hitters who don't follow many people.
Wow.
Tons of engagement. It was great. Tons of great accounts to follow, and it was nice to have my ideas heard. The past couple of months, if I make one non-reply post per day, maybe one per month or less gets more than 5 likes. And usually that's
5 whole likes. That's a whole lot of likes.
If one of the bigger...
5 likes.
Actually fucking embarrassing. Come on, man. Just embarrassment after embarrassment. Is this real? Do these people think that they're big shots?
I remember getting more likes than that on MySpace.
True. I get more likes than that on Threads. And Threads is dead too.
Like in high school. 5 yikes. Yeah. That was bad, man. Same, bro. Yeah, this is awful.
Account sees and reshares it. A non-reply post getting seen on its own seems virtually impossible in recent months. It's like a spigot shut off, or they have shadow bans, and I have no idea why I'd be subjected to that. Yeah. Similar content will get hundreds of likes on Threads, even though I only have around 650 followers over there. That platform, of course, has its
hundreds of likes. Wow.
Own issues, but I'm just sharing my comparison experience. And I know someone's going to say this is complaining, whatever. It's not. Just stating facts and concurring with OP that engagement is way down lately. I'll reactivate in a month or two and see if...
The thing about Threads is they'll send your content out, but you're not actually going to get any followers. You're not going to get people engaging with your content. It's going to be random people every time. Or most of the time.
Anything's changed. And there's this one that says, deader than a doorknob. It's like I'm talking into a large empty void. I left Twitter and had a ton of followers. Constant engagement.
Well, the whole point of an echo chamber is there's nobody else there, and that way the sound waves can bounce off of everything.
Good point.
So I feel like this makes sense.
Likes, retweets, and then deleted and went to Bluesky. It's dead Ned. But hold on, guys.
Bluesky is growing again.
Bluesky's growing again. Let's hope this trend continues.
No.
From just one day.
Oh, wow. It grew 0.1%. in a day from where it was at its lowest. It grew. Wow, that's awesome.
There you go.
I love how it's like daily follows is like negative 13%.
That's so fucking bad.
Plus 0.3, plus 0.3, plus 0.1. To be fair, plus 6% is pretty good. But like all this is like nothing. And like it's not even anywhere remotely close to negative fucking 13%.
This made by a top 1% poster on the Bluesky subreddit. They must know what
I wonder what Bluesky people are talking about with all the riots and stuff going on in LA. I bet they're cheering it on.
they're talking about. They added on to this saying, on the 7-day Bluesky stats charts, we're finally seeing green numbers. Wow. Let's take a look at these green numbers. Wait, there's red too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And the green numbers aren't whole numbers, except for the likes. But that's probably because something happened. Something released, some kind of entertainment thing released that the left really liked. Or something they really hated, like the LA riots. I don't know.
Daily users on Bluesky down 0.2%.
Yep.
Daily posters on Bluesky up 0.3%.
Oh, not saying they hated the LA riots. I meant something like the LA riots happened that they like, and then everybody's talking about it.
Daily posts on Bluesky up 0.1%.
Somebody in chat said the followers are going down because they're getting arrested.
No, true. Talking about the LA riots, most likely, it's probably a bunch of LA people that are on Bluesky.
Daily likes on Bluesky up 6.1%. Daily likers on Bluesky
Yeah,
up
it's about right,
0.3%.
huh?
Oh my gosh. No, this one can't be right. Daily follows on Bluesky down
13%.
0.132%. Well, that's fine. This is definitely good news, right? A top response reading. Those daily active users are not a good sign. I want nothing but the best for Bluesky.
It's funny that BS is for Bluesky. Nailed it.
But
I
this
love
app
how Bluesky is abbreviated to BS.
Yeah, there we go.
Is there anything more poetic than that?
True.
will likely remain a very niche product that doesn't reach mass market appeal.
Yep.
They don't seem to have the bandwidth to build this app in a way that scales fast or attracts
It's
Twitter
true,
users.
too.
And as terrible as Twitter is, people still use it. Response they got reading, quote, as terrible as Twitter is, unquote, why do you want to recruit those users? If that site is so terrible, why would you want those people to come over to Bluesky? To what end? To make it worse here?
So this is the problem that these people have, is that it's the endless purity testing and endless stuff like this.
Yeah, they eat each other alive. You step out of line just a little bit. Oh, you're a leftist. Oh, but you're on Twitter. So you're not really a leftist. You're part of the far right. You just think you're a leftist or you're a grifter.
And tone policing. And this is the reason why they lose, is that they constantly try to cut themselves in half. They constantly try to like one-up each other and like tell each other what they can and can't say. It's the gatekeeping. Yeah, bro, like this is it's designed to fail.
Bluesky more than doubled its user base in 6 months, which was more than 30 times growth a year ago when it opened up.
Yeah.
It's growing just fine for a social network. We're just corporated pilled to assume anything but exponential metric explosive growth is somehow a failure. Response to them,
Corporate
reading,
filled. Yeah, sure.
you know that Twitter isn't just politics, right? What about the anime community on Twitter, which is very active?
And just like the all-around entertainment community. It's not all just people bitching about the Harry Potter TV series. There are people talking about that animated Predator movie that was pretty good. There are people talking about anime. There are leftist spaces on Twitter.
Don't you want them?
Yeah.
I follow countless accounts that follow anime, news, artists, voice actors, and friends sharing what they're watching. The majority of anime community I see outside artists on Twitter are reactionaries and drama accounts who use anime like any other
They're talking about him. Yes, that's right.
pop culture thing to radicalize young people. Oh my gosh, dude. Mostly young men to right-wing causes.
But anything that's not part of your bubble, part of your echo chamber, is right-wing. Not even right-wing, it's far right. Even people who are far left, if they're not as far left as you, they're far right.
I'm not interested in courting those.
Wait. The anime community is recruiting and radicalizing young people and young men to right-wing causes? Yep, definitely.
Yeah, kinda. Kinda. Because Japan is getting away from pandering to the Western civilization, and they're starting to make anime and video games for Japanese people, what they should have been doing the entire time. And Japan is more traditional, like right-wing values, like conservative values.
For sure.
Those people over to Bluesky, no.
Wow.
The brain rot. This is what I mean, dude. Some of these people are so freaking brain rotted. It's
They're
sad.
so done.
Yep. Leftist freak social media brain. That's what they got.
Someone else says to them. Yeah, I don't know what side of Twitter you're on, but there's a bunch of anime accounts that don't do the things you say.
Yeah, it's so weird.
And this doesn't take into account every other topic where they have a gigantic advantage. I've tried seeing if my favorite fandom exists on Bluesky, and 9 times out of 10, it's absolute crickets.
That's right.
That's not even mentioning other languages where the...
Bro, I wonder what the Linux community on Bluesky is. Because there are some parts of the Linux community are like also crazy leftist freaks. And they have like their own forums, their own discords. And I guarantee you, it's weird over there on Bluesky for the Linux community. Somebody who knows about it, leave it down there in the comments what it's like over there for Linux.
Bird app has an even more gigantic leap.
Why do you say the Bird app if you've already said Twitter? Just call it Twitter. What is going on with this? Who do you think you're fooling?
I think they're trying to police their own language. I think they're trying to make their own language sound like that they're part of the left-wing army against the right-wing fascists. They're trying their hardest, but they're actually just incredibly stupid and social media brained.
Pretending like Twitter is full of devious users who only spread hate is like thinking people who drive cars hate the environment and litter everywhere they go. But yeah, that sort of person is like the average Bluesky user, completely brain rotted, politically obsessed, and delusional. Another response.
And making weird connections that like aren't connected at all. What does Twitter have to do with people who litter? That's a weird connection to make in your brain.
Response here saying it's basically plateaued. What? I mean, it'll be what it is for those still using it, but the days of fast growth are
It hasn't plateaued. It's peaked. And it peaked a while ago, and now it's on decline. It's dead. The Big Tell? Oh, God.
The Big Tell, the biggest follower base, AOC, has already stopped posting on Bluesky, and has only been posting back on X. The responses they got reading.
Is that actually true? Yes. It's actually true. She's given up. She actually roached out on Bluesky, and she came crawling back because she wasn't getting the interactions and the attention that she needed.
Yep, every time. Every fucking time. We're gonna see this more and more. Anybody else over there on Bluesky? Like any celebrities or politicians? Because I'd like to keep watch to see who all hops back over to X.
That's exactly it. They can't live in their own echo chamber. That's because their own echo chamber isn't where they live in, it's where they die in. Because it just increasingly gets smaller and smaller because nobody wants to deal with that.
AOC's team needs to learn how to cross-post, but that chart shows numbers that are quite healthy for a new site.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know AOC stopped posting there. That is not good for Bluesky.
It's a dead platform.
Bluesky is larger than AOC.
Imagine basing how alive or dead your platform is by the fact that AOC doesn't post there anymore. That is just another nail in the coffin.
So yeah, it's really not looking good over there, but let me know what you think about this stuff. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed my coverage. If you did, please consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.
I think
we either have a border.
We saw this a bit ago. All 40 of my followers on Bluesky love my posts. The 95K I have on X are so toxic. I'm sure they are, right? And this is what these people want. But the problem is that a lot of people don't like what people post because they just don't like the... I think that if people don't like what you're posting, the solution to that isn't to retreat to another platform and be afraid of what these people are saying.
The trick is, post anyway and just don't give a fuck. But also at the same time, if you do that and you post some crazy nonsense, where people are gonna see who you really are. Like if you're calling for violence or something. There's no way that I'd do anything like that because that's just not who I am. So when I post and I'm not giving a fuck, you're really getting who I am. And it's a bunch of ridiculous nonsense. Half of it doesn't make any sense. Half of it's me hating on shit that a lot of times may not deserve the hate, but I'm gonna hate on it anyway because I'm just a hater. I'm not mad about things or anything. It's just like I think it's funny to make fun of things and say that I hate them, even when I don't. Sometimes I'll talk shit about something and I really just don't care. That's all I got for this one. Blue Sky is falling apart. Buy a t-shirt down there in the description. I'm out.